The topic of this tutorial video is how to create virtual markers within Cortex. Within any marker set, you can create virtual markers, which are virtual points based off of recorded and identified markers when applied to a recorded capture. If we want to create a virtual marker, we can look in a couple locations. The first being along the right-hand side of Cortex under the marker set properties. If we look halfway down under a tab labeled V markers, we can find this would be where we create our virtual marker definitions. By right-clicking within this window, we can add a 1, 2, 3 marker variation, which would then bring forth our virtual marker definition window. Alternatively, in the toolbar under Tools, Virtual Marker Definitions, the same window will then display. Virtual markers can be used based off of 3 recorded markers that have been identified, 2 recorded markers that have been identified, or 1 recorded marker that has been identified. Alternatively, there are ways to calculate a virtual marker based off of a fixed position, which would be using the global coordinate system following any calibration. An EMR would be used for an eye motion tracker, which would not be displayed within this video. The difference between a 3 marker value and a 3 marker ratio would be the way that the offsets would be created. Within a 3 marker value, the same 3 markers would be selected, which would be an origin marker, a long axis marker, and a plane marker, with the offsets then being created within a millimeter offset in each long axis, plane, or perpendicular axes. Within this, if we wanted to create a virtual marker, we can go ahead and create a virtual marker for the mid-waist. We're going to go ahead and hit enter. Hitting enter will allow us to select any marker that has been recorded and identified within our loaded capture. For this instance, since we are going to make a mid-waist point, what we are going to do is select our origin marker, which that will be our left front waist marker, our long axis marker, which would need to draw a line from the long axis marker to the origin marker. So in this instance, we will use our right front waist. And then the plane axis marker would then, or the plane marker, would then allow depth to be seen within the virtual marker. So within this, if our origin marker creates a line, our long axis to our long axis marker, our plane marker would then define a line in a different direction. So that would be moving backwards, and for this instance, we will select our root marker. We then can create offsets within by entering certain distances in millimeters. Then as you see, we enter in 50, 50, and 50. What you will find is that we have created an offset of 50 millimeters in each direction. We then can go to our 2 marker ratio, and if we select the same thing, we notice that the offset is then created within percentage points away from the signified marker. If we wanted to create a virtual marker from this position, we can then select calculate. And if we wanted to go back and create a new virtual marker, we then can select a new V marker definition. And that would allow us to create a new virtual marker point, saving the other one within our marker set. If we wanted to use our snap to feature here, so in this instance, I'm going to make a mid-waist 2. Using the same markers, I will use our snap to feature. So in order to do so, we will be using our left front waist, our right front waist, and our root marker. And this time we will be using the snap to feature. And in order to do that, what we will do is instead of using or entering in offsets, we will select a marker or virtual marker within the recorded marker set. In this instance, I'm going to go ahead and select our virtual marker as the mid-waist. And then what we will see here is that our mid-waist virtual marker, so we're going to make this mid-waist 2 again, will then be calculated, and then we can create a new virtual marker. And by selecting back, we're going to go ahead and create some other offsets to show that this is actually a second virtual marker. So we use the snap to feature to then find the location that we would like the virtual marker to reside, whether that would be based off of a joint center that would be shown within another tutorial video, or we can use that based off of any location that we would like based off of a fixed marker or virtual marker. We then can see the same thing for a 2 marker value and a 2 marker ratio, that instead of having a plane marker, we have just the origin and long axis marker. And again, these would define a straight line between the 2 markers. In this instance, what we will do is select a mid-waist 3, go ahead and hit enter, and we're going to create a offset that will be outside of our body here. And we will select calculate and then create a new virtual marker definition. As you see there, I did not select a new virtual marker for mid-waist underscore 2. So then mid-waist underscore 3 has then just overwrote that. Be careful when you are doing this and make sure that new virtual marker is selected. And if there's anything that is needed to assist within creating a virtual marker, we have provided the help menu, which provides a drop-down that shows the definition of how and why you should create the virtual markers and what markers should be selected. This can be used for help in any of these different definitions.